Hello everyone, this is Planckera, and welcome to my universe. So, my eye's still a little weird. Man, I was just testing this before stream too. There's been some kind of shenanigan with my eyes that's just making them go super big, and I don't know what's wrong. I mean, this is at least intentional. Anywho, let's see. I finally figured out what I was trying to do with my sleeve there, so I'm gonna go ahead and fix that immediately. I'm gonna fix it on the outline. That's this layer, right? Sure is. All right. I suppose I should get the color first. There we go. But yeah, I mean, personally, I think that all this is looking fine. There are just a couple of places I wanted to fix, and then this fold right here. This fold right here. Like, I don't know, I want to say after I walked away for a while, and then, like, the second I came back to it, I was like, I know exactly how this should look now. And honestly, that just tends to be how it goes. So it's supposed to do something like this, I think. That actually is pretty normal, though. If I walk away from it for a while, I sometimes flail at things for a bit, walk away, and then I'm just like, oh yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm supposed to do, huh? And it becomes just immediately clear. Okay, at least for me, sometimes my brain just needs a little bit of time to digest things in order to be able to make sense of them. And there we go. Now I think it makes sense again. The line is kind of messy, so I'll still go back and fix that a little bit more. But man, I really hate how every time I look to the left, my eyes just go. I don't know how to fix it. I don't. Life is hard. Okay, I think I'll find a solution to that at some point. It's better than it was yesterday. I might just have to change the rigging itself a little bit, because way back when, given, you know, this was my first whole body model, and everything before that was just me kind of derping around with heads and figuring out the basics. But this was the first, like, real thing I made. I didn't fully understand what I was doing there, so I attached a thing that makes my eyes a little bit wider to my blink. And I think that might have been a mistake. I saw a lot of people doing it, so I thought it was kind of a standard way to do things. And to an extent it might be, but man is it not working for me. So I might go back and fix that. It's probably just some shenanigan with my face. I mean, everybody's face is a little bit different, and so everything has to be calibrated a little bit differently, and all that good stuff. So, yes, at some point I might just have to go back and fix that, and for this, I might just straight up remove the little bit of eye whitening stuff that I have on the blink, because it just goes... Just keep the eye wide as a separate thing, so that this way I can still go, you know, do my super exaggerated staring into your soul type thing there, but not every time I look left it thinks that my eyes are just going super wide. I don't know, man. Basically what happened is the other day, all of my settings got reset somehow, and I had to rebuild them all. Sleeve looks better, by the way. I think that is indeed about what I wanted. But yeah, I had to go back and just rebuild all the things, and it was kind of terrible, honestly. And it just seems like with that rebuild, certain things are just, I don't know, they're not quite right, and I still need to kind of figure out how that works. And in unrelated news, I also realized that the thumb was a bit too thick, so gotta correct that too. I'm just, rather than doing my standard of using liquefy, I'm just gonna grab the whole thing and use the selection to move it around a bit, because I think I can just get away with just tucking in the part that was a bit too thick, and then I'll move things around accordingly, and some stuff is going to need to get recolored. It is what it is. My eyes are panicking. Alright, and now I just have a little bit to fix here. I guess I don't need to erase the whole thing. I'm gonna just hide the thumb line for a bit while I fix the shading here. And then once I have that right, I can readjust the thumb line, and then I'll adjust all the shading down here, and yeah, no, just everything that comes with it. It's fine. I don't really feel like solving that, so I'm just gonna put it on the thumb layer. Never do something like this unless you're like at the very end and are just feeling exceptionally lazy. Because like if I have to do anything with these layers again after this, it's gonna be like 10 times harder and more annoying. But I just suspect that I won't have to, so I'm not worrying about it. Maybe I should. It's fine. It's fine. So I tell myself. As you get closer and closer to the end, you can get away with cheating more and more, and it's a beautiful thing. At the beginning, I do my best to keep everything really neat and orderly, so that this way I don't have to scroll around through my layers as much. I don't have to spend a bunch of time hunting for which layer I'm trying to modify, and all that kind of stuff. But as I get close to the end, it just becomes less and less relevant as the process goes on. So here, I'm not worried about it. It's alright. Everything will be alright. Just looking over at my eyes, panicking a little bit. It's just reminding me that one day I was thinking about making a version 2 of myself. Maybe I'll accelerate that a little bit. Maybe I will. It's like I hadn't been worrying about it too much, just I don't feel like a new model will help me that much, but man, do I really hate the eyes of this one right now. Bothers me immensely. Let's see, how do I want to handle the shadow around the thumbnail? Is that correct? Is what I have there the way I want it to be? Or should I... No, I don't think that's right. Okay. I think it should actually come out more like right here. This is another thing of maybe unnecessary, but I kind of got in the habit of doing it because my lineless style kind of demands more subtle shadows in random places. It just kind of has to work out that way, because otherwise you don't see as well. I kind of use shadows to replace lines. So I just kind of got used to doing things that way, and now that I have lines I can use, sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I don't have to do that anymore, do I? Fascinating. This is why stylistic choices are so interesting to me. They all like have their own set of rules, and learning that is... Oh, it's kind of weird. It really is. Okay. Yep, that looks better. Let's fix the fan. Where are my sticks? Here's my sticks. This time, I think I'll pass on having all the shadows on the top. I think that they were largely unnecessary. And I think everything will look fine like this. Ah. Sneeze. I will keep the really dark part next to each fold in the fan, though. I think that still looks good. I do think that still looks good, and some of these lines need a few adjustments because the thumb is in a slightly different place now. Gotta keep everything nice. Alright, back to removing some shadows. I guess that line didn't go all the way to the bottom, but this is fine. That is kind of the downside to making the thumb a little bit thinner there, is that I drew a lot of stuff thinking that the lines would be in a particular spot, or that the thumb would be in a particular spot, and now it's not there. So things that were previously covered up are no longer covered up, so it actually takes a little bit more adjustment than I gave it credit, but I think it's still better than having everything in the wrong spot, looking kind of bad. Having an extra thick thumb. Alright. There we go. Yeah, that looks better. It might be a little bit long still. But... yeah, no, it's definitely a little bit long. Okay, I lied. We're doing a little bit more. I was gonna say, but it's probably fine, but I don't think it's fine. I changed my mind. It's not fine. It's not fine at all. Here, Dale. Come with it. Come on down with it. Oh god, this means I have to pay attention to the edge of the sticks there. I was so happy that I had those totally covered up. Oh well. As always, life is hard. Okay, I'm gonna have to hide the thumb line a little bit more and just clean up the thumb here. I think I can probably get away with at least moving this a little bit. Just make my life just a little bit easier. There we go. I think that still looks okay. Okay, but I'm gonna have to definitely clean that up a lot. But fortunately, it doesn't look like I have to change too much about the thumb itself. I was able to keep that fairly neat. So here's hoping that... well, all is well, basically. And I don't have to pull too many shenanigans. Yep, looks like things are pretty okay here. Just erase some extra lines. There we go. I was hoping I was be able to jump right into the close here, but as always, adjusting minor proportion issues. Always a thing. Alright, now I just gotta kind of clean some stuff here, because, man, I was not prepared for the thumb to not be there. You know, makes sense. The thumb was supposed to be there. That's where I drew it the first time. Of course I wasn't prepared for it to not be there. That's exactly where I thought it was going to go. But still, looks like it wasn't too bad. Sure. You can stay this dark. This part can be this dark too. Lots of darks here. And then I'll just make this one a little bit lighter. Okay. I think we're good there. Let's go put the shadows back here. They're a little bit thicker than I intended now, but I think they still look okay. And I think that's a stick. We don't acknowledge it. Yeah, there we go. That looks a little bit better. I was comparing it to like the finger that I had here because I put a little gap right there. And with the thickness of this finger, the thumb just looked super duper fat and it was kind of bad. But now I think it's fine. So that means I can carry on and start drawing this little frilly collar thingy. I think I'd like to do that before I connect her sleeve. I'll go ahead and leave her hair on for now, but I get the feeling I will have to turn it off at some point. Okay. Yeah, I'll keep the decorations on for now. Let me go pull up my reference. I just want to get a feel for the size of the ribbons on there. Okay. I think I got it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do what I normally do and start by cleaning up the edge here. I am so not looking forward to drawing more frills. Okay, and I think in order to work on this sanely, I'm going to have to... Let's see, there's like... some frilly stuff on the clothes here, and I need to... I need to hide those. Like, I can't quite see what I'm doing. Trim. Here we are. Okay. So what I need to do is I need to make sure that I have the dress drawn and then where this collar tucks into the dress. So I guess I should probably actually start by hiding a bunch of these other things. And I should start with the dress itself. I don't actually know what this kind of kimono collar looks like. Let me see what I can figure out. Okay, so what I think I should assume is that on the kimono here, the outside is blue and the inside is white, and this collar is just something from the inside of the kimono itself that's being folded over. So I think that's how I should think about it. Okay, I'm not gonna get this super clean, not gonna worry about it too much, but I just want to get things to the point that I can kind of understand, more or less. Okay. I'll start there. Let's turn the collar back on. So what's going on is that there's something in the center. I think I'm still on the clothes layer. Where is the center? Probably about here. That seems about right. And then from there, the collar is coming out. I think I'm actually going to make the back of the collar its own layer. I think that'll make my life a little bit easier. Okay. Okay, I think I got this. Sometimes I just got to talk myself through something, and then everything makes sense. This will just be coming out of the center here. We don't see very much of the kind of backside coming out on this side, I don't think. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I do like that little light spark coming in and then this part coming out like that. I think that's pretty good. Just gonna shape that part very deliberately. I think where it connects to the rest is kind of important. Alright. And then behind everything, I don't think I can get away with putting it on the dress back layer because it needs to be sitting on top of her body. It needs to sit on top of her neck. So I'll put it over here. And this way I don't have to worry so much about the exact like shape of everything, and I can just it'll just quietly tuck underneath. And I can just shape her clothes however I want on top. I can shape the color however I want without having to worry about whether or not the top piece is sitting on this correctly or any of that. Her hair should be on top, though. Okay, in that case, I don't actually want this. Should her hair be on top? I remember I moved it up here because I didn't think it should early on, but now I'm wondering if I am changing my mind or not. It's on top over here. Should it be on top over here? Let me experiment. If I bring this down to the body layer, have the hair on top. No, I think it's better with the hair behind. Okay. And I'll just erase that bit of hair when the time comes. If I need to. I might not, actually. Okay, no, it looks like I'm going to. I was like, huh, is the way I'm drawing this color just gonna cover it up for me, but alas. Not so much. Alright. Well, now that I got that basic mystery done, I think I will go and erase the hair now because this is bothering me, and frankly, fixing it wouldn't be that hard if I changed my mind. I don't think I'll change my mind, though. I think this is looking about correct. It's coming out the center. We see the back. If anything, I think that this part needs to, like, come out a little bit more. More like this. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. And at some point, this line is going to go away. But right now, it's a convenient guide to help me be able to find the center. Just so this way, I know where this part of the collar should be coming out. Okay. Alright, I think that's looking pretty good. Now then, how do I handle everything else? I think I might do the ruffles about the same way as I did the ones on the others, on the frilly thing on the arm, you know, these guys. Just a little bit more detailed than that, because these guys are at a little bit more prominent of a spot. I guess I should figure out location of the shadows and stuff before I start worrying about that too much. I think it does something like this. That part will stick out, then this part will... Yeah, I'm just gonna erase the frills for now. This part will come up. This part will come down. And this part will come up a little bit again. And then I can add a little flip. Just a little flip here. There we go. Get my basic shapes all on in there. And then I can plop the frills down on top of it. And I'll just go ahead and make that entire side dark. Okay, let me go fill in the backside. It got a little bit messed up there. Or rather, when I drew it the first time, I didn't make it large enough. Okay, now I'm thinking about changing my mind on how I did that. I kind of liked that at first, but now I don't. And I think the way I'd rather do it is like this. Ah, I love being able to change my mind whenever I want. It's pretty fantastic. Okay, and once again, I'm not going to worry about the frills here. I'm just going to kind of figure out how I think this all should be shaped, and then I'll draw the frills on at the end. I think that's easier than trying to worry about the no, because, I don't know, man, frills are hard enough on their own. I don't gotta be needing to figure out basic shapes while I'm also worried about frill shapes. That sounds terrible. Super duper terrible. Okay, I'm gonna hide the hair for a moment. Let's see, I already have a layer for the backside of this. I have some excess hair there. I think I'm just going to go ahead and erase a bunch of the hair on this layer. Just so this way I can use the same layer I was using for the back of the collar over here too. What is this anyway? Oh yeah. That one experiment I did that I decided not to use. Okay. And yes, when I turn the more hair back on, indeed, it covers up everything that it needs to. All is well. I can draw the collar freely. Figure out what I need to figure out, and then once I turn all of her hair back on, it'll be all good. And the good news is that because I'm doing it like this, I don't have to worry that much about the way it looks here. I just want to make sure that I have everything in a fairly good spot, so this way the parts that do show behind the hair look okay. And I don't know what that is. Probably a lingering piece of the sleeve. Sure is. Okay, now it is gone. Alright, before I turn the hair back on, let me make sure that I have the back of the collar on this side looking correct. It's gonna kind of go around her shoulders and stuff. And I think I had a darker, yeah. It's like I have a darker color that I can use for this, and I think that makes more sense than using the same color for all of this. Let's go make it darker there. Okay. Oh yeah, and I can turn my back arm back on. And hair. Okay. So now I know exactly the parts I have to worry about, and I see that the hair does indeed cover everything over here. But now I know that all of this is like in a good spot. It looks fine. Like, see, her collar is looking pretty nice there. When I hide it, it looks fine here. See? All is well. So everything I have drawn here is trustworthy. Very important. I know that it is good. So if something looks off, I know it's probably not the fault of this. And now I can leave it covered up, and it won't be scary. I know that I never have to really uncover it again, because it is correct. And you'll be amazed at just how relieving it can be, knowing that I do not have to worry about that part. That part is fine. Okay. Where's the back here? Is it going to go down this way? No, it's going to come back this way, so we don't see the backside on this side. Okay, I think it looks good. Which means I can add the frills. And just saying that statement just made a big shiver go down my spine, but it'll be okay. I think I'll do them on another layer with different colors. So I will take a bright green and a bright pink. There we go. Clashing colors. This way I know what I'm doing. I'll use the green for the ones that are going to kind of sit on top, and the pink for the ones that are going to kind of sit in the bottom. So I think it kind of goes something like this. And it's fine if I'm super duper messy. Totally fine. Is that a good size, or are they too small? That is a perfect size. Okay, and so by doing it like this, I can kind of try to picture it in my head. That's something that I have trouble with. That's always the first battle for me, of just like, I'm trying to draw something, can I see it? Do I have an image in my brain that I can try to copy? Okay, this seems alright so far. And then at some point I'll make the colors look more correct and do further refinement there. Okay, and then the way I have this drawn, I have to think about where the rest of the frills are going to be. I think they're going to be a little bit further back, actually. Kind of like this, and then they'll get big again somewhere around here. Yeah. Okay, I think this should work. Okay, let's do the same for this side. Make me realize I just need to draw more frills, and I'm okay with that. I wouldn't say I like drawing the frills, but I do like the way they look, so that's why I can tolerate it. And why I say, you know what? If I need to practice more, I can deal with that. I can. And here you can see I'm not worried about it so much. I do need to hide the hair for a second just to kind of get some basic stuff up there, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time up here. I'm going to see which spots end up being relevant with just something super basic down. And see, I don't got to care of the world here. Just need to make sure I at least have them at a relatively decent size, and now I see, nope. None of them are visible. None of them. So I don't have to worry about it. It's very nice. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and take my light and shadow colors. And I'm going to start replacing these with the correct colors. This is largely just the start. It's fine if I have some bad colors peeking through. And eventually, the hot pink ones in the shadows will turn into a different color. I'm going to use this color for them. But first, I want to get all the ones in the light painted. Okay, and I also realized while doing this that I did not finish putting the shadows on this side. I should do that. Oh, do I not have it locked? I don't. I should. Okay. I gotta make sure that all of it is just the way I want it now, because it's actually kind of important. It's gonna tell me exactly where my light and shadow shapes are gonna go on the frills, so should definitely make sure that everything is to my liking. Okay, and then I will use this darker color for hair shadows here. Okay, I think that's fine, like that. Okay. And now I can trust everything that I have painted. Let's go ahead and make these the color that I would like them to be. And it's fine that there's some colored residue here. I'll go clean it up a little bit, but I mean, you can see that the frills themselves are still pretty messy. So at some point, they're just going to have to be cleaned, but I think I will merge them with the main layer before I do that. Okay. How's it looking so far? I think it looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and merge these together now. And now I will just make everything clean. Gotta figure out kind of how to merge all these together. So what I think I'm going to do is I have my frill shape here. And I think this guy is actually going to kind of come further back here. After all, what I was doing there was just kind of some basic stuff to help me get an idea. The rest can be merged as I see fit. And there's going to have to be some more specific shadows drawn at some point. All that is fine. Like I said, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of trying to feel it all out. I don't think this looks quite right yet. There should also be like a line here, kind of to denote where the frills start. So I'll put that in because that might help me too. Whatever works. This side is the harder one, and I feel up to thinking about it right now, so I'll go ahead and do this side first. Let's see, I think this one is a little bit too thick. Needs to kind of come up here a little bit more. I'm gonna lock the layer while I do this. This way I can't color outside the lines. And as much as I do enjoy drawing clothes, man, I do need to practice my frill drawing because I don't know how to do it. That is the best way I can put it. I do not yet know how to do it. So I'm just kind of guessing right now and doing my best. That's basically what it amounts to. Just kind of trying to figure it out as I go. Okay. So, we have a frill here. Got little shadow spot here, and then I wanted this piece to kind of be a little bit more underneath. So what should that look like? The question I'm asking myself. What does that look like? I don't know. Maybe I just don't do it like that. Like that wasn't what I was initially planning, but I think this is okay? Question mark? My confidence is overflowing. No, this seems fine. I don't think it's entirely correct, but I think it looks fine. I'll just add how to frill under my list of drawing exercises that I want to do. Well, yeah, I think I'm satisfied with that. I don't think that'll be the kind of thing where people look at it and just say, man, the way you drew the frills here is just totally wrong, and it totally destroyed my opinion of this picture. I think this is fine. But I would like to be able to draw frills properly someday. So I will absolutely work on that. One of the things that I was working on recently was actually hair, which is why I drew this side differently than I normally would, and I think it looks a lot better. So, it's okay. The studying is paying off. I am getting the skills. There will just always be more things to study. Always. Always. I'm honestly pretty okay with that, though. It means I'll always have something to do. There's always something new to learn. Always something new to learn. Keeps life exciting. This is gonna be a thing to line, though. Man, that's like the downside to a lot of the nature of this style. Is, you know, some of my other ones I can be like, yeah, I'm a little wishy-washy on it, but I think this is okay. And I feel like for anything with nice lines like I'm trying to do here, it's like, ugh. All my mistakes are magnified. And it hurts a little. I think that's... is that how I want it? I don't actually know. I'll leave it like that for now. I just want to make sure that there's some separation between this and this. Because I wanted to make it clear that this is behind this, and that's why this frill is so far back and all that stuff. There's a gap. These frills are not attached to each other. And it's a fairly large gap. Okay, well, this worked out. I wasn't quite sure I was going to draw that, but this is perfect. So yeah, I don't think I'll have any trouble finishing off the rest of these. Feels good. I think I have felt my way through it sufficiently. It's now just a matter of finishing it all off. Making everything look just the way I want it to. Yeah, and I actually do feel like most of the rest of this is about where I want it to be too. So like all that looks pretty okay. I'll need to smooth out a couple of spots there, but I don't think I will. I think I'll draw the lines first. But the rest of this I think I have solved. Yep, sure do. Nice. Okay, let's go finish this last edge. Let's go finish off this last edge. Ah. Art is fun. Just figuring out how to put that together. And I'll let this kind of come off a little bit more, and then I can have this little guy sit underneath. There'll be like a part back here where it'll... nah. I don't think I need that. I think I can just, yeah, have a little underneath spot here. And then it'll look like it's just folding over. And then this is a new little layer of frill. And then I just attach it round the back. Yeah, attach it around the back here. I think I want this to kind of come out like that. I think that'll look nice. And then I just get these last few lines in there. Let this frill dance a little bit. Gotta let them dance. Can't let things get too stiff. No, I don't think I want to dance that way. I wanted to dance this way. Letting him dance that way just made the entire thing look less spinny, so I changed my mind. Gotta let him dance like this. Yeah, I think that looks nice. And we have the indication of this little frill here. Oh, he's just chilling there. He's fine. Put in the couple of shadows here. And then I just gotta make the edge look okay. Let him dance a little. And there we go. Okay. Before I go and do the other one, I'm just gonna... No, I already said I wasn't gonna do that. I said I was gonna say I was gonna smooth out some of this, but it's like, no, it doesn't really make sense to do that until I put the lines on. I'm too used to my usual method. So no, we're moving on to the next one here. And then I'll get all the decorations on. All the little ribbons and stuff going through here. And I really only have to worry about down here, so it's not going to take very long at all. I think I'm happy with all the edges here. Maybe a little lump right there that I don't like, but yeah, everything else seems fine. So now I just gotta get the shape of some of these frills in there. Just deciding where I want to put some of the little folds and things. Like I said, I'm just kind of making this up as I go. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to draw frills. Someday I will sit down and study them, but nope, not today. Not today. Today is the day I am drawing the frills. Even though I don't know what I'm doing. And you know what? It's fine. I think they look okay. So it all just kind of worked out. And everything over here's in shadow, so I don't have to worry about it. And there we go. Let's go ahead and put the decorations on. Okay, I'm gonna clear everything I have. We're just gonna start fresh here. Those were just some notes. Let me see, about how big are the little blue ribbon going through there. I'm gonna start with the little bows at the end, and they look fairly small. So it's just gonna be kinda... Yeah, they're kind of moving the tide in the same direction as the collar itself, so I'll do it like this. And they're pretty small. So I'll let them dance a little. I don't like it. Let's try again. I think I wanted to kind of hang off on the edge there. And I want this bow to kind of be dancing a little. I don't really want it to go off of her side, though. That's important. I don't want to get confused with the bow on her back. So important that there's at least a degree of separation here. Okay, I think this looks better. It's got some dance in it. Looks like it's moving with her. And then the other one I think will be right about here, and it's going to be going more like this. Coming up this way. Yeah, something like that. Okay, I think that looks alright. Okay, and then there's little threads just going all the way through. They're pretty small too. Pretty small, fairly close together. I'll let this one kind of get cut off here. All of this will be cleaned up a little bit later. And I think we just see the slightest hint of this one peeking around. Okay. Then I just do the same to this side. I'm going to hide the hair again just to make sure that I get some stuff everywhere it needs to go. I'm not going to worry about making them neat, though. I'm going to see if they're even relevant before I spend any time doing that. I get the feeling they won't be, so that's why... Okay, so just this one. Just this one peeks out. And yeah, indeed, they were not relevant at all. So that is exactly why I didn't want to spend very much time drawing them. Okay, these just look like fairly standard bows here. Okay, there's not much point on drawing shadows on this one. Normally, this is where I draw the things that help make things look a little bit more three-dimensional, but no point. It would get totally eaten by the lines that I'm going to put on it later, so there we go. I think that's good. Oh, I should have kept the black though, or at least make sure I stole the color. Okay. Well, I can get it back. Let me see, is it black in her other designs too? It is. Okay. I'm gonna draw this on a new layer just because I don't trust myself to get it right the first time. Actually, maybe I should just keep this on a new layer because this part should actually go below the collar. Sure. I'll call it ribbon tie. So it kind of comes out here. It's got like 2 pieces. And then they all come together at around the middle here. I'll go ahead and draw them together where they all meet. Little dot here, and then there's going to be like a super large bow. Do I need that to be on top of the collar? I think I might actually. Okay. In that case, this can all come out again, because I was realizing that I'm going to need to draw it like this. And I think this has to go on top. Otherwise it won't look right. I want to give it a nice playful loop there. Make it look like it's more spinning with her. And then the loose ones are just a touch longer. They should definitely be spinning this way. No, I changed my mind. It should be underneath. Okay. There we go. And for this guy, I guess I'll go ahead and just neaten him up now. So that this way I can put his little highlights on and everything will look nice. Just a little messy, but I think most of my lines here were pretty okay. Okay. And then at the bottom here. Let me go hide her back ribbon here, because I cannot see what I'm doing with it there. There we go. I think that looks good. And I don't mind that going off the body. It's fine. Okay, let's give him a little highlight. Actually. No. It looks fine. I'm not going to let myself get caught in extreme perfectionism here. It looks fine, Self. Don't worry about it, brain. I doubt the people watching even know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's too much there. Let's see, how do I want to light you? I think that seems like a good color. So the importance of this is that I need to show which strings are on the top and which ones are on the bottom, and it would help if I could successfully select the blending mode that I want. So this one's on top. And eventually it kind of turns around over here, and then we get a piece that's on bottom. I think I have that going the wrong way. Oops. There we go. Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay. And then we have another loop here, which I think I'll just keep mostly on bottom. There we go. This will show him, and then we have this guy who's going to be underneath this here, but on top of some of the stuff here. And this string here, which again, going to be underneath the loop here where they kind of merge into each other. I'll just go ahead and draw his entire thing, and then I'll draw the back of the loop here. There we go, and that should make everything much more visible. Where does this loop come out here? I'll make this the back of the loop then. It'll be easier to read if this is the front of the loop. Okay, there we go. And I'll clean this up just a little. And that'll be it for that. And I'll go and get the rest of these ribbons and stuff all clean. And then this area will be ready. It'll be ready for lines. I'm actually wondering if I should use blue instead of this yellow. I mean, the good news is that with as black as it is, I can pretty easily change colors. It's like normally I use yellow for my lighter colors, so I just kind of defaulted to it, but with all the blues around here, blue might look nicer. Let's try it. Yeah, definitely. I think it looks much better over in that kind of color. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and clean up the ribbons now. I'll go ahead and unlock those, and I'll just, oops, I don't have the right color selected. There we go. And I'll just make these look nice. They don't need to be super detailed or anything. Just enough to have a presence, you know? Actually, I think those tiny lines are just going to get eaten by the big line, so I shouldn't worry about drawing them. More habits. It keeps happening, and you know, I think it always will. It always will. Oh, I think that's fine. I can leave it like that. Okay, and over here, I'll worry about kind of perfecting the colors and stuff after I draw all my lines. But I do want to get the big shapes right, because that way I can just lock the opacity here, or, you know, lock my lines to the shapes I have drawn already, and then I don't have to worry about coloring outside the lines. All right. There were a surprising number of little details on this, so ended up taking a little while. That, and I had to draw frills. But I think it's looking pretty good. I am very pleased. Looks so nice. I really do like drawing all these little things. Just always looks so nice by the end. Okay. I think that's everything all smoothed out. I think I'll actually let this one stick out just a little bit from the collar itself. Make it clear that it's kind of a ribbon threaded between everything. Okay. Let's go ahead and put in some lines. I'll start with the color decoration because I feel like it. Let's see. I believe that I made the sticks the same color as this, so I'll use that blue. Alright, let's throw some lines on all these things. After I end the layer. Okay. Quit falling asleep. And... quit falling asleep, make my eye freak out. These ones are going to be quite thin. These are very tiny details. So I do not want thick lines here. Just enough to fit in with everything else. Just enough to be seen. And actually, I should probably put some shadows underneath the bows here. I'm actually going to do that now, because it'll make it easier to see where I'm putting those colors down. Let's see, what's my dark color? So it'll make it a little bit easier to see the lines that I put on all of these little decorations here. Ah, it's actually almost the same color as the line, so maybe I should use a slightly lighter color for the line. I can change the color on the fan too. Let me get these little shadow colors in first, though. Just because I do like having that color separation when I'm trying to make a white line a little bit more noticeable. I think it looks nice. Okay. Oh, no, I should put a little bit more around here. I missed like half the ribbon there. Okay, there we go. Now then, I am not satisfied with the color here, so let's go ahead and make it just a touch lighter. Till I can kind of see the difference between it and the shadow color there. I think that's pretty good. Oh, I don't know. I think I might have just made them more similar. Okay, let's go back. Let's see. Let me bring you a little bit more toward yellow. And make you a little bit lighter. A little bit bluer. Okay, I think that looks sufficiently different. I know I'm zoomed into like 400%, but it's doing what I want, so. They do still look a little bit similar, though. But I think this color is okay. I'm gonna go change the color on the fan before I forget. Alright. Not you, Sticks line. I think it's actually a little bit darker. Let me lighten it up just a touch. Okay. We'll use this color. It's a group effort to figure it out. I gotta use colors that work everywhere because I want to use the same color for all of these things. Oops. Okay. Now then, back to what I was doing. Yeah, I think that's a pretty nice color. Nice and bright. Get all the little details here, all the little shadows I put in. It's fine if I don't copy it perfectly. Yep, I think that looks pretty good, so I will just carry on. And put the lines around every piece in here. Yeah, they really are very similar, though. Do I even have all the lines in the right place? I'm just gonna invert the collar for a moment while I figure that out. I might need to do something a little different in order to make these lines a little bit more noticeable. But I think I'll do that after I put the lines on the collar. I'll just figure all that good stuff out all together. Oh, I actually have a few holes in the collar. I should fix those. I'm gonna do that now before I forget. I'll just fill it in with this ugly yellow that I have going right now. Man, it's hideous. Okay, and there is that ribbon. So just gotta continue the rest of the way around on these little blue rectangles. And that'll be that. I think I'll do this ribbon before I go and do the collar itself. Let's get all the decorations looking the way I want. I have to decide the part I want to do next. I do think that will be her upper body, but it might be her waist ribbon. I'll think about it while I finish lining this, because I can think about all these little things while I do this, because this is super brain dead. I basically don't have to be thinking at all while I do this. I can just see the colors and be like, oh man, shiny colors. Heck yeah. I put the shiny colors in the place. Good job, self. You did it. You did it. Leaves me lots of room to just kind of think about other stuff. All right. Let's go ahead and think about the tie here. I will still leave my collar a hideous yellow for the time being. And I will fix it in a little bit. Bring you a little bit out toward yellow, and then we'll make you super light here. Alright. And I'll let this divider come from the collar itself. I actually really can't see very well against her clothes with this. That's not a great sign if I'm being honest. But I'll leave it like this for now. We'll just take away her body for a moment, no big deal. Like, I'll give it back to her later, she doesn't need it for the time being. It's all good. I'm gonna start with these 4 little strings coming off the bottom here. Coming out from the collar itself. And then I will go into the loops. Because the loops are the bit on top. Like, these are the bit on the bottom, the loops are the bit on top. And I feel like, with all of these things drawn, its structure should be very clear. And these are going to be pretty thin lines, too. This is just a tiny little decoration, so it doesn't need super thick lines like some of these other things. Like, I'll put a super thick line on her body. I'll probably even put a super thick line on her waist and back ribbon and that kind of thing. These are just little guys, so they get thin lines. These will just be little thin lines. So here I'm being a little bit more particular because this is really going to be what makes it clear where the things in front and where the things behind are. See, in my usual styles, I would do this in other ways, but here, I have some lines to help me out. So, I can make it super duper clear. So here, I'm going to put the little line here to make it clear that this is the front of the ribbon, this is the back of the ribbon. Then I see that it kind of connects up here. And now I'm going to follow the back side of that ribbon all the way through. As always, it's fine if I'm a little bit messy. I will have plenty of room to clean it up. And there we go. Now I got the loop totally done here. Now I just got to make it look nice. Right now, a little bit messier than I'd like. But I do find it helpful to just get my ideas down and then clean it up for anything that is even remotely unclear to me. It's kind of hard to do things all at once, but as the image becomes a little bit more clear, it becomes easier to tell where things should go, so just getting stuff down is the most important step, I'd say. Okay. And then I have this loop. So I'll go draw him in now. All right, and then we have the back of the loop here. It runs through the back of the other loop. And I've already decided that the other loop is on top. So that's why I drew the line like that. And now this one will just run underneath, but on top of the other little strings. So he's gonna run through kind of like this. Come up here. There we go. So now I just got the little tiny strings to worry about. And they just kind of come off over here. These guys are straight and underneath everything, so it's pretty straightforward and easy for me to see. And I'm also just throwing in a line where the shadows from the strings overlapping each other are. Just doing that as I go. I figure it's fine to do it now rather than at the end. These are all pretty small. I will need to correct some colors, but that's pretty normal. That's pretty normal. I think it's easier to do it like that rather than be just a massive perfectionist with the line itself and make sure that I go all the way around the shadow shapes that I had before. It's fine. Okay. There we go. All done. Let's go ahead and fix up the colors a little. Oops, wrong layer. Definitely don't want to be drawing on the wrong layer here. And there we go. Ribbon all done. And now I can finally get rid of this hideous color on the collar. After I go ahead and add my line, I suppose. Or my layers. Oh. There we go. Hit the wrong button there. Let's make this shine, shall we? Get this into its final state. Oh no, foot cramp. Okay, foot does not agree with this position. Oh no. Oof. Okay, it just cramped super hardcore there. That was actually really painful. that was probably the worst foot cramp I've had in a while. Holy cow. Oof. Alright, well. Let's draw the last line here. Right after I cough. Okay. So this is again another fairly small decoration area. So I'm making the lines a little bit thicker than what I have on the ribbons, but not much. I don't want the lines here to be very thick. And I have arbitrarily decided to start with this one for no real reason at all. I just felt like it. I'm gonna go around the outside first, and then I will do the ones on the inside. Again, I could do them in any order, but this order seems fine to me. I have that entire area filled in, huh? Well, I don't agree with that decision, so... There we go. I'm gonna hide the hair for a moment, just to see if I have to care about any of this. Gonna put it in quick line here. Do not. Oh, but I see that I... Oh no, I don't think I missed that. I think that's just the colors looking kind of similar. Okay. Put the line up here. Perfect. And we'll have some thin lines all the way through here. And I very deliberately left everything fairly rough. I even talked about it while I was doing it, because I figured that I could clean it up after all these lines were drawn. And I thought that would be easier than trying to do it from the beginning. I think I was correct. Alright, let's just get the lines on the frills now. Or the frill shadows, I should say. I also want some lines on this little line that I put in earlier. There we go. All right, time for the other side. Rendering. May not be quick, but it sure is simple. Even though I had some hard parts, I feel like everything's kind of going my way today. So life is good. And once again, I think I'm just going to do the outlines, I guess, for specific ones like this that are kind of separated. Like this part is very much behind this part. I guess I'll go ahead and do the line there right away. I think it'll make it a little bit easier for me to read. But otherwise, just gonna gently put things all around the edge. I can do things in any order I want, so it's fine. As long as it all gets done, nobody will know what order I did things in. Not unless I watch the time-lapse or the stream, I suppose. I'm really looking forward to finishing this and finally being able to post it everywhere. I've had such a good time working on it, and I absolutely adore the result, so... I guess I shouldn't say that yet because it's not done, but man, enough of it's done that I think I can say that. It's fantastic. I love it. She's so cute. Okay, and now I guess I'll start doing the insides. I want to start with the one that kind of sticks out here. I actually want it to connect more like here. So I'll make this line a little bit more like this. There we go. No, I can't do it quite like that. I need to make sure that this part is white. Or light, I should say. Okay. Okay, and now I guess all that's left is the shadows here. I guess I'll do the little line going all the way around first. Oh, that's too thick. Hello there, Annie Wizard. How are you doing today? Okay, there's that. Oh. Sounds fantastic. What kind? Like, what kind of materials? What kind of result, for lack of a better term? I see. Okay. Sounds interesting. Well, I hope you had a lot of fun doing it. Oh, it's okay. Art is hard. I am almost done with the character's collar here. Gonna have to go back in and fix some colors, but that's normal. And I am looking forward to zooming out and taking another look at all this. See what it all looks like with all the stuff that I just put in here. Just realizing that I wanted a shadow here, so I'm just kind of lining an invisible shadow. Okay, let's go and fix the colors before I zoom out again. What is the size of this? Let's see. Width is 3,100 pixels. Height is 3,450. 300 DPI. So not massive, but not exactly small either. Actually, whoops, I used the wrong color for that. That should be this color. There we go. Yeah, and there aren't too many that are off here, so that's nice. There are a couple I decided to add, like I wanted another shadow right there. Oh, I don't have the layer locked. I should do that. There we go. It's fine if I'm messy. Yeah. It's okay. It's a little bit easier to work on a large canvas. And I find that this number is fine. If it gets too much bigger, it can get a little bit unwieldy to work with. Occasionally, I'll work on ones that are noticeably larger. But I find that this is a pretty good size for most things. Okay. There we go. I like it. Let's go ahead and add some gradients. There's a few places that I think need it. So let's see, that's going to be here that I think needs it the most. So I'll grow the selection by a pixel and grab my darkest color and my lovely airbrush. And I'll just put a tiny gradient here. And then the same in its shadow area. Oh, you're not filled in entirely? Okay, well you cover the area that you need to, so this is fine. Little gradient here. Now then, I don't actually really want the gradient there. Well, that's easy enough to fix. Okay. I think I'll put a little bit on the backside here. And in these little spots there. I have found that just these tiny little gradients make everything look so much nicer, and they're so easy to do, so I'd like to spend a little bit of time doing that. And then out in front, I think I will make that a little bit lighter. So I'm just going to use a solid white here. Just tiny little gradient there. And I think the same here. Yeah, I think that looks pretty nice. And I'll do the same on this side. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. I don't know. I just had one of those moments where I felt like making one, so I did. And then I was like, you know, maybe I should use it. So I did. I like my model, though. Right now, its eyes are kind of freaking out a little bit, but it's fine. I still like it. Alright, I think I'm gonna put a few dark colors there. Man, are my lines really not properly connected to each other? I guess not. Okay, in that case, it might be easier just to select like this. I'm going to take my dark color here and... No. I want to select this area too. Okay, and then we take the dark color. Brush it in a little. Okay, and this time, with nothing in particular selected, I'm going to darken just where it kind of comes out of her collar there. Okay, there we go. I think that's all done. And I have decided that I want to do her torso next. So that'll be this area. Let me go ahead and drop her trim back in. Okay. Just thinking about how to approach this. Because right now it's just still kind of... yeah. Just all kind of there. I don't have any like particular clothing folds or anything. So I guess I should start there before I start smoothing everything out. Let's go ahead and put some shadows underneath where the collar is sitting. It's pretty close to her chest here, so I won't put the shadow too far away. This one's only going to get a little guy. That's fine. And then... let's see, her armpit is kind of right around there. Is that... yeah, this is a color I picked for the shirt here. Yeah, I see it down there. Okay. So I could, in theory, have some folds kind of in this area. And then coming out of her armpit here. Have this part kind of come in there. And then some folds around her chest. Should definitely be making them go more this way, as opposed to the way that I had them. And a little bit underneath this ribbon. I'll fix the dark areas a little bit later. It's fine. Okay, that seems all right. Is there anything else I want to put on it, or should I just keep it fairly simple? Like, it looks like a winter kimono, which, you know, makes sense with Perfect Cherry Blossom's story. So I assume that the cloth on that is fairly thick. I have admittedly never really touched one before, so... not entirely sure how thick they are, but... I don't know, this makes sense to me. So there probably won't be too many folds here, just a few. Okay, that seems fine. Maybe make here a little bit darker. No, I don't like that. I changed my mind. This is fine like this. I'll make over here a little, her back arm here, a little bit darker with a gradient. Okay. Then I think before I go further here, I'm going to go ahead and fix the frilly thing and the ribbon around her armpit. I call it her armpit, but this is actually like where her elbow is. It's just there's foreshortening and shenaniganry going on. So it looks closer to her armpit than it otherwise would be. Alright. This part's gonna be easy, though. There we go. Let's make this look more like her elbow than her armpit. Make it thinner. Make it so that this way the frilly thing is covering, you know, the frilly thing that's sitting on top of her arm there is covering more of it. And then I think the entire thing should just be shadow. Yes. Okay. Now the other half of the frilly thing. We're not going to see that much of it. I'm just gonna, once again, keep the whole thing in shadow. And because we see so little of it, I'm just gonna show the most basic of frills here. Just to kind of show that it exists. Nothing more complicated than that. Nothing more complicated than that. And this should, hopefully, in theory, make this area look a little bit less like her armpit. If I get the perspective on it looking a little bit better. Oh, well, I mean, it's not done. That's the main thing. It's just not done yet. So it's not a matter of fixing it, it's a matter of finishing it. I mean, if I turn her hair back on here, it's like compare the level of polish up here at the top versus down here where, you know, I have a break in the fold here from where I fix things. This is still all messy. This doesn't even have the frill details drawn on yet. And the background, I still don't know what to do with. But it's like, yeah, just compare everything around her face and the hair, the fan, all those parts that I finished, versus down here. Yes. It's not a matter of fixing it, I'm just finishing it. I think it looks fine. I have it to the point where it's time to finish it all. And here, I just didn't have this drawn quite correctly. But now I think I do. Go ahead and put the rest of the shadows in. Huzzah. Do I really have you dark? I do. Okay. So for these, since they're so small, I'm not going to make a separate layer for the lines. I'm just gonna put them in. There we go. This area's presence is small enough that I would just like to draw the line directly rather than do all the shenanigans I normally do. Okay, and there we go. That is sufficient for that. Okay. Now then. The rest of her torso. I'll go ahead and keep that there. Do I want to draw it first, actually? I think I'm going to fix up her armpit a little first. And then I will go ahead and draw that. Oh, well, thank you very much. And thanks for stopping by. I hope you have a nice day. Glad you enjoy the art. I've been working hard. Huh, did you get cut off there? I think he did. How did that happen? I think you're part of this, right? Yes, you are. Okay, and you did not get a line either. Well, I can't have that. Can't let this poor little guy get neglected. I'm guessing it was just something that changed when I changed the shape of the collar and kind of perfected that. But there we go. Okay. Let me just go finish shaping the armpit here. I guess I'll let these hang off a little bit more. I think I prefer the armpit kind of more like this. Yeah. Yeah, I prefer that. Okay. Okay, yeah, I think I will finish this area before I do the ribbon here. But I think I want to do this part before I do this part. Which means that it's time to draw some more frills, and I'm terrified. That's okay, it's been working out for me. My method of cheating is working. So I'll take it. Alright, let's fill in some of these little holes here. So let me double check to make sure I'm drawing this right. Sure am, there are frills on both sides. So the collar is going to get in the way, so I'm going to invert the color again. We're going to go back to ugly yellow mode while I figure out how to draw this. Just have a bit of residue out here. I wanna clean that. Okay. Alright, temporary ugly yellow mode. Temporary ugly yellow mode while it lets me see everything I messed up. Okay. Back to down here. Yeah, I have my colors picked. So the way this is gonna work is the frills are gonna be a bit larger on this side. I want this side to look like it's going into the background. So I'm gonna put the center where the frills are coming out, right here. And then back here, the frills are gonna be much thinner. And I want these lines to be relatively parallel. Which does mean I need to kind of extend this guy out a little bit more. And then have it kind of wrap down like this. There we go, that should be the end. There it kind of comes around her side here. Actually, I should get that a little bit more accurate, because I don't like it right now. It's okay, I'm going to be redrawing all the frills anyway, so I can erase whatever I need in order to get this to look right. How do you work? Let me hide the back arm for a moment. Oh, I see. Okay, so the edge is like right here. Let me actually draw that a little bit more explicitly. Just so I can see it a little bit better. So we have a shoulder up there. And we got her kind of chest here. Okay, it's kind of coming out like that. Alright, and then the trim will sit on top of that. I need to get my colors back. There we go. And it'll wrap around her chest like this. Okay. And I don't like how this part of the line is, so let's go and redraw that. Oh man, my nose is getting all stuffy again. Allergies are the worst. Absolute worst. Okay. Get the angle here. Perfect. Okay. And now I'll just draw the frills, I guess. Rest of the owl moment. Okay, I think I know what to do though. Like I said, I'm just gonna cheat. I do not know how to draw frills. It's fine. I'm gonna draw some lines, and I'm gonna call it good. We're just gonna have them coming out like this. And I think this will be fine. I don't want it to turn like that. There we are. Okay, now then, I make this part look a little bit better. 'Cause now I can kind of see them. Yeah, can kind of see them now. It's fine if it doesn't quite match up with the lines that I drew before. I'll fix them. Always. There we go. And now I'll do the same with this side. Just this side should be thinner because it's supposed to kind of be receding into the background. So I go out here, I go out here. These frills are small. I looked at her character design. They are tiny. So I can draw them fairly tiny. Over here, and a line over here. And then gonna have one sticking out. There we go. Okay. And now I shape them nicely. I'll start from this side this time because I feel like it. No other reason necessary. Feeling like it is fine. Just kind of do a pattern like this where one goes up and one goes down. Up. And then this guy is just kind of sticking out. Oh, something like that. Okay. And then the ones that are down, or up rather, get shadows. And I'm being messy about it because it's fine. It's totally fine. I'll fix it in a little bit. And then I want this whole area to just be in shadow. I'll grab my dark color in a second. And then the area underneath the collar will also be in shadow. Perfect. Alright. I'm gonna get another color. Oh yeah. Man. Allergies so bad. I'm just glad I can talk again. I'll take it. Alright, let's get my dark color in there now. For some of the frills that just need a little bit of extra darkness. They're the edgy ones, I suppose. It's alright, they can be edgy. I can dig it. Okay. And dark. Half of you will be dark. And then we got some stuff going on over here. I'll pretend like it makes sense. It's fine. We good? Alright. I'm gonna go and get out of ugly yellow mode on the collar here. And I think that all looks pretty nice. I think that's sufficient for what that spot is. And someday I'll just figure out how to draw frills. Right now I'm working on other things, but frills, they are on my list. They will be solved. I think I'm just going to go ahead and throw some shadows on here before I go and start lining it all. We'll make it a little bit neater. It's good. Make sure that the edges are cleaned in a way that's to my liking and that everything is just ready to be outlined. But this is such a small spot. I don't want to spend that long on it. I might throw some gradients in there to help some of the areas that I think need a little bit more oomph to them. But for now, throw in some shadows. It'll be fine. Shadows make everything better. not to make drawings super edgy, but I mean, when it comes down to it, the shadows are ultimately what makes a picture interesting. It's not the light, it's the darkness. Love your shadows. Okay. Here's one side. Here's the other side. You know, yeah, just doing basic stuff. Like I said, this one's gonna be half in shadow. Only half. And I'll do this kind of pointy pattern to kind of help out with the little folds in the frill. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I'll do a little extra line there, I think. Just like right here to separate the shadows from the, I guess, crease in here where the frills are attached. Okay, let's go ahead and put some lines on this. And then I will clean up all the shadows and stuff. I think I will make this line about as thick as the collar line. They seem to be about the same level of importance here. I'm gonna go around the outside first. I just like doing that. That's where I always have the thickest lines, so I just like to do them first. And this way my brain knows, yes, every line besides this needs to be a little bit thinner. So I can look at these lines and compare. It makes it a little bit easier for me to do. And then the next line I want to do is the one where the frills are attached. That's a little thicker than I want it to be. Okay, and then another little one right here. Nope. Need all my focus for this one. There we go. I think this side just needs the one, maybe. Man, hand not on point today. It's doing its best. Okay, let's see. Do I want the second line there? No, I think that messes up the perspective. So, one line there. Alright. Now just over the rest of the shadows. This one from the collar. And then I just go over this. There we go. Each frill getting its own line. Unfortunately, this area is small. I think the one going across her waist is going to be much harder. Or I guess her waist and legs and stuff. That one's big. This one's tiny. This one I don't gotta worry about it, but man. Okay. And with this, I can clean up again. Just go ahead and use the dark color for the cast shadow from the frills here. Or from the collar. Okay. And there we go. All done. I'm gonna call that good. Let's give her arm back. So yeah, I guess next I'll do the torso here. Just get her chest area looking good. Let's see. Oh wait, this goes all the way up here. I only did the bottom part of that, didn't I? Oops. Okay, I have to hide. Well, that's actually a bit unfortunate. I just made life a little bit hard for myself. Let's go ahead and hide all that and actually draw this properly then. See, it would have been easier if I went and drew all these lines all at the same time. But I totally forgot that it starts up here. So, unfortunate, but I can recover. Let's see, but how do you connect? I think it just comes up here. I'm going to erase everything even remotely frill related here, just to make sure I have the perspective on this looking good. I get the feeling that this entire thing is going to be in shadow, but I want to make sure that I have it all connected into the top of her kimono here correctly. And I think it just kind of folds in like this. So I think that's looking pretty good. Let me get the rest of the perspective right here before I turn the collar back on and start putting frills on. I don't want to put on any more frills than I have to, so I don't mind drawing with this on. Okay, so I can start from like up here. Okay, so that's where things start mattering again. Okay, and then I see that this... Okay, so it's gonna be more like this then. How does it work with... Okay. I see that her collar did not actually go all the way to the center. It was kind of off-center. These guys. But I like the way that I draw it. I don't want to redo it. And I think this looks fine. Okay, so there is where it kind of starts mattering. Where'd it go? I lost my layer because it teleported me down to the circle layer again. Alright, let's go ahead and continue these lines. Oh man, I don't like that. Once again, I'm needing all my focus for this, so I'm gonna get quiet for a moment. I'm trying to keep them roughly the same distance from each other. They should be parallel. Okay. And then this one. Okay. So should be good there. Let's turn the collar back on and I will shade everything underneath it. See how much I have to worry about these things. I am on the wrong layer, I think. Still on the line layer, aren't I? I sure am. I sure am. Okay. This seems fine. Okay, and indeed, I think I can just keep all of this in shadow, which will make my life very straightforward. I can just draw a squiggly line and everything will be fine. Because this area doesn't need any shadows. It is all shadow. Huzzah. Okay, so I didn't make my life too hard. Fortunate. Glad when things work out. Alright, let's give it a line. I'll just... Oh yeah, I didn't draw any on this side. I should. This way I can draw some trim. Draw some lines to kind of help separate things and make things look a little bit nicer. There we go. And I'll add places where the shadows would normally go. Just to be consistent. And there we go. I think that's fine. Let's go ahead and give her the rest of her color. Okay. Crisis averted. And now I can indeed go for the rest of her torso. Let's see here. I think I have the edge looking pretty alright. As in, I just need to clean it up. Like this part's blobby. But I don't need to, like, redraw anything. Is her armpit in the right spot? I think so. Her shoulder's, like, right here. So I think that looks okay. Let me just double check it. The fact that I'm feeling a little bit of discomfort tells me maybe I need to change it a little. Okay. Okay, I think I know what to do, though. Now that I think about it, I think I know exactly what to do. I just need to... There we go. I think her armpit was actually a little bit lower than I was giving it credit for. Oh, yeah. Man, just that little change made it so much better. Never underestimate the power of small changes. Never. Small things are important too. Okay. Yeah, that looks much better. Just taking a look. Am I satisfied with the folds I have drawn? I'm not sure if I am. Because this is a base color, and this is a highlight. So I don't have any shadows drawn underneath the collar, actually. I forgot that that was not a shadow. This is my shadow color. This is what I want around here. Let's go ahead and add a little bit of extra darkness around here, too. I think that'll look nice. Look, it has been a very long time since I've worked on her torso area, so I kind of forgot how it worked. So I just want to make sure that there's a little bit of light. Kind of where her the top of her chest is. This is why I said I wasn't sure if I was satisfied with the folds that I drew. Because, I don't know. It didn't seem quite right. Something felt wrong, and I think that was probably a big part of it. The fact that I was, in fact, not using a shadow color, and I forgot that this was the highlight. I also think that, I don't know, is that an obi? I don't know my Japanese clothing very well. I think this needs to be a little bit higher. Because it's like, it goes underneath her bust, not around her waist. And her bust is like, right around there. Let me hide my trim for a second there. And her back arm. Because I think I have the location of her chest pretty correct. Okay. Just get this wrapping around her again. Okay. Yeah, I think that looks a little bit better. And with that, I think I can get the little shadows that I put here. Look at a little bit nicer again. Okay. And I think I only want the highlight to be down here. I don't think I want any highlight up here anymore. So I think I just want it on her chest, specifically. So like this. And put a few indications of folds and stuff there. Yeah, I think that's looking better. Let me hide the trim again just to make sure I put it all in the right place. Very important. Don't want to mess this part up. Because, like it or not, I know people will be looking here. Alright. Okay, yeah, seems pretty good. So I think I can just clean that now. Now back here, I know I tried a dark color and decided I didn't like it. Do I still not like it? Sure don't. Okay, cool. So her back arm will just end up being darker. Maybe I should do that now, actually. I can kind of draw these together. Some of this will be gradient, but I think it makes sense for some of it to be folds. Oh yeah, that's right. I drew the trim on the same layer. I'm not sure if that was a good idea, but, well, here we are. It'll probably be okay. Oh, there we go. Something like that. I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, and then once I clean that up, that'll be awesome. And I'll go ahead and grab my dark color from here. There's going to be... Like I said, all this is on the same layer. I'm probably going to regret that, but it's fine. So we have some dark spots over here and kind of up here. I'll worry about the blue spots later. It's fine. Once again, all is well. I can just worry about that when the time comes. Okay. Yep, I think that's about how I'm going to want that to look at the end. Just, you know, better. Just better. Okay, yeah, I'll worry about that, cleaning that up after. Just taking a look and making sure that I like her midsection here. I think she looks great, so I will go ahead and clean that now. Get that edge looking nice, and then I can clean up all the shadows and stuff I drew. That tends to be my workflow. Just get my ideas down, shift it all around, and once I'm happy with how it looks, then I can actually go in and smooth things out. I actually want to take a look at her shoulder area underneath the collar there. I think I'll hide the trim too. So basically, Yuyuko has some puffy sleeves in this area. And I don't really have them drawn. They're not important. They're basically covered up by everything. But I should kind of know where they are. And that's what I'm doing now. So I think the point of it is going to be like right there. It's going to come out kind of like this. And then wrap around. What do her sleeves look like? I can't see them very well in that picture, so let me check a different one. So I should think of this as like a circle. Maybe it'll be easier for me to understand if I do something like this. I can erase any of this later. Because I don't think this is, like, correct. But I just need it to kind of help me out for a moment. Okay. So there's, like, her puffy shoulder. The edge of her sleeve here. That's going to be her elbow. Let me look at another picture. Do I have a good shot? Not really. Just gotta do my best. That's okay. I can do that. Okay. This part will be in shadow. Kind of recede into the background a bit. This is way too lumpy, but I just need something to get me started, man. Art is hard. Okay, I think that's probably sufficient. Because the rest of this is just going to be covered up, but I wanted to know where her shoulder was, okay? That'll make drawing the rest of the stuff down here a little bit easier. And this area should definitely be all covered up, I think. I don't like this entire area. Super dark, but I do like the area covered by the collar to be a little bit darker. Okay, and with that, I think I should be able to draw the edge of this now. I think. Okay. Sure can. Get her chest area looking nice. I'll worry about that a little bit later. Okay. I probably will want to draw this before I finish off everything else, though. But now the edge is nice. So, sure, let's go do that now. I'll go ahead and just... I'll hide the decoration for now. No, I will not draw on the circle. I want to draw on my lovely ribbon. Thank you. And I'll just go clean up this edge. I'm not going to worry about the shading yet. Just getting the edge nice. The shading will come after. And I just drew it all in one layer, and that's okay. I should hide her back ribbon here. Where is that? What are you? Okay, you are part of this. Okay. And now I'll just get all this looking nice. So I think the location I have most of the shadows is pretty okay. They just need to be clean. Because right now everything's pretty messy. But it's okay. Everything starts out pretty messy. You just take a look at my reference again. I want to make sure that I have the knot in here looking right. Because, like I said, not an expert in traditional Japanese clothing. Not something I know very much about. You showed me some pictures and asked me to tell you their names. I could not. So I am double checking all my references just to make sure I have it drawn correctly. I think I'm fine with leaving most of that in the light. That's kind of how it's drawn on the original. And then both ribbons are kind of coming off the side here, so this guy should probably be more like here. And the shadow cast by him should be more like here. And then this guy, yeah, he's coming out more out the side. So I should erase a bunch of stuff here. And he should come out more like this. That should be where his shadow is. Draw out from here. And there should be a nice big old gap in the middle. I should zoom out while drawing this. There we go. I think that this is more accurate to what I see on the original. More coming out the sides. But this guy, I don't know. They're not swinging around and having nearly enough of a good time. So I will fix that too. Shh. Oh yeah, look how much more fun they're having now. It's just going out there. Swinging around. Having a grand old time. Look at him go. Okay. And then I want something similar happening here, so this guy needs to swing down a bit more like this. And I will adjust the shape up here accordingly. Yeah, that looks like a much happier ribbon. Doesn't it, though? Doesn't it just look so much happier? Than just when it was all stiff before. I want to make this a little bit smaller. Okay. I'll go ahead and give it some shadows and stuff. Go ahead and get such things in there. Let's see, how do I want to draw this? I think it'll be more like this. And then a little shadow over here. Big shadow over here. I don't like that highlight there. I changed my mind from when I drew it before. Okay. I'm just gonna put this entire side in shadow, and yeah, there we go. I think that looks good. Very swingy. Glad it looks like it's having a bit more fun now. And let's see, this side looks a lot shorter than this side. Which side is more correct? The shorter side. So I will make you a bit shorter. Okay, you can still have plenty of fun. You can still have plenty of fun, even when you're a little bit shorter. Go ahead and redraw that part of the belt after I have this correct. No, I think I still wanted to curve a little bit more here. The curve there just looked a little bit extreme to me. There we go. And I still feel like the centerpiece is too large. I'm just gonna take the liquefy tool to it. Gonna shove it on over here. Okay, there we go. I am much happier with that. Now my decorations are totally wrong. I'm just gonna delete them. There we go. I'll redraw them after I have this all cleaned up. Is it correct size? If anything, I have it a little bit thick, but no, I think this is okay. Maybe a little bit thinner. Maybe just a little bit thinner through here. Okay. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to clean this thing that I just redrew up a little, and that'll be the last thing I do for today, I think. So, goals for tomorrow I think is going to be her chest, her back arm, and then I really want to get everything here just the way I want it, so that this way I can clean it up. I don't know if I'm quite happy with how this is folding, like this flippy part. I don't know if I quite like it. That will be for next time. For this time, well, let's go ahead and get this all nice and clean. I think I got just enough time for that. My kids want to go to the park, so. And I would like to take them to the park. I want them to be able to socialize to their heart's content. I can think of no better way to teach my kids social skills than letting them go out and actually interact with other kids. So I make a point to do it often. Anyway, and since this part is actually kind of a dark blue, I think I will put some highlights on the ribbons I had one on her waist, but I decided I didn't like it because I changed a bunch of stuff about the ribbon. Let me see. I don't have any striped pixels anywhere, do I? I don't. Okay. So I will probably put some highlights in there. I'm not quite sure where yet, but that's fine. I can figure that out kind of once I know where the shadows go. I think knowing where the shadows are going to go will help me place my highlights. There we go. I guess I'll start with this ribbon. Get it all nice and pretty. All nice and smooth. Everything I want it to be. I think it's supposed to be a thicker cloth than this, but whatever, this looks nice. I'm gonna keep it. I think it actually gets considerably wider at the bottom, and I don't know, are both of these still too long? I think they kind of are. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and shove this in. I think even that might be too long. These ribbons are quite small, so... Let me actually get their proportions correct. Have I mentioned before that proportions are the bane of my existence? I'm not just referring to the body and everything. It's like everything. Everything about the proportions just gives me a hard time. So a lot of the time I draw things and something about them feels off, and it is indeed just... some part of it is too large. I'm gonna have to draw some belt underneath this, but that's okay. I think that is connecting correctly, and then I can go ahead and draw this little center guy out the way I want. Is he a good size or is he too big? I think that's a good size. Okay. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna redraw this ribbon from scratch. I dislike that one that much. Okay. There we go. I think that makes a little bit more sense. They are quite short and quite small. So I think I just had them way too big. Easy mistake to make. I do like making giant ribbons. I do. They are quite enjoyable. But these ribbons, they're not giant. They're pretty small. So I gotta respect that. Gotta keep them the right size. I guess I can make this one a little bit longer. Just a little. Just a little. I'm trying to keep them around the same length. Okay, how's that looking? Is that more the correct size? Mostly, I think I want the bottom parts to be wider, though. Because they do fan out quite a lot. They do. Maybe this one just a little bit shorter up there. There we go. They do look like they're having a little bit less fun, but yeah, you can only have so much fun when you're this short. Okay, but that does look much better. Much more in line with how that ribbon around her waist actually looks. I might still have the belt part a little bit too thick, honestly, but the rest I think is fine. Go ahead and make that just a little bit better. As you can see that I just completely cut through everything. I wanted to make sure that I had everything the right size there. And it's just kind of easier to do if I do it all in one stroke. And it's easy enough to redraw these parts. They're not hard to draw at all. Okay, yeah, I think that's much more accurate. Okay, so fixing the proportions took a little while. And I am about out of time, so I might have to finish cleaning this next time. I'll go ahead and get it started, though. The decorations will definitely happen next time. But I think I can at least get some of this done. Do I want it to be facing that way? No, that's not right. I want it to be facing the other way. It needs to go this way. Yes. Yes, that is much better. And then this part is inside of it, so I'll put a dark spot over here and over here. And then this part is all good. Let's go ahead and make my little folds look nice here. I'll just give it a little bit of wiggle here. And I think that will do exactly what I want, so I don't think I need to make it any more complicated than that. Okay, let's go put in the shadows. And I'll make this one a light. And I'll make here a light. Actually, no, I changed my mind. This one's just going to be normal. And then put a shadow here. And I guess here. And I think that's fine. So here's going to be a shadow. Here's going to be a shadow. And here will be a light. And the other two are fine just like that. I'll put in a shadow here. And a little one over here. And here. Okay, that seems about right. This shadow is totally fine. I'll make it a little bit smaller, but everything else about it is great. Normally I'd want to put a shadow up on top here, but that will get swallowed by the line when it's time to draw it. Go ahead and put a shadow there, and All right, I think that is the correct location for everything here. And now I want a shadow at the bottom of this. Just gotta make it a little bit lumpy there, and let's see, I think I'll put some mid-tone all around here. Make it shiny on the side there, so this way it really looks like it's facing this direction. Okay. So now I can just do the last bit of cleaning here. Last little bit here. Really define where this ribbon is. And then next time I will do all the details. And it'll look nice. It'll look great. I am so excited for it. I am so excited for it. It's gotta be frills. So I'm gonna have to draw more frills, but you know, it's fine. I feel like I've been doing just fine with them here. See just a couple of little spots that I think are looking a little bit ugly. There we go. Okay. And that's it for that ribbon. Until it's time to add the details. I think it's all nice and clean. So this is where I will leave it for today. Tomorrow, and finish ribbon, hopefully her chest, and hopefully her back arm, and maybe I can figure out the final shenanigans with the lower body here. That's gonna be like the last thing I do on her character. And after that, I've got some, you know, props and stuff. I got the little ghost that I plan to have go around her. And some butterflies that are gonna come eventually. I just wanted to finish drawing her first, before I figured out all those other little decorations. But yes, this is where I will be stopping for today. So, thank you all for coming. And I hope you're able to make something wonderful today. I will see you all tomorrow.